Mm. Is it still bright to you now? Is it
All right, all right. So, checking everything's looking good. What's up, everybody? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another fantastic episode of Behind Them Sticks with your boy Ham Solo 05. Make sure you hit that like button and also share this out so plenty of other people within this awesome community can see other awesome people within the gaming community. But let's move forward. This gentleman calls himself a visionary. Let me continue now. He's a gamer of all types, and he just loves it, absolutely. He likes to share his joy with gaming within the community. You may have heard him on different spaces, and also you may have seen him on his Twitch channel. Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you ShadowBladez. Brother, ShadowBladez, how's it going? How you doing?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Feeling refreshed.
It's good to hear that you're feeling good, feeling refreshed, and all that jazz. Um, what I'm going to have you do real quick is what I have everybody do at the very beginning of the show. I'm just going to have you let everybody know where they can find you and what you like to play on at this current moment.
All right. Well, you can find me on Instagram at _ShadowBladez or also on Twitter at the ShadowBladez and also on Twitch, twitch.tv/ShadowBladez16. And the platform that I'm on most of the time is Xbox. So you can also add me on there on Xbox, ShadowBladez16.
All right, ShadowBladez, you got to tell me. What's happening lately? What you been playing? I see, before you start, I
Mhm.
see on your Twitch that you be loving on some Destiny. Is it? Is there anything else, or has it just been Destiny, Destiny, Destiny? What's up?
Well, lately has been Destiny because Destiny 2 because of the Witch Queen expansion that
Fair enough.
was released a couple of weeks ago. So I just been streaming on there like the first day the expansion came out, and also I kind of sort of like streamed like the first day that the new raid came out.
Oh man, that's what's up. So you got some love in the chat already. I'm probably gonna chop up some names, but it's all good. Just know that they're representing. I believe it's Nia Shepherd. Nia.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yep, yep. And then we
It's,
also got Buds, the God.
yes,
And
yes.
then Travis. I mean, excuse me. I don't know why the hell I said Travis. Ain't nobody named Travis in here. Is it Brittany Thomas? Brittany Thomas.
Yes,
Yes, yes,
yes,
yes. So I just
absolutely.
wanted to send a shout out to y'all for coming in and watching. Much appreciated. But anyways, let's continue to move forward. Tell me a little bit about Destiny. So like, are you like max leveled in that game, or are you just kind of just playing it as it kind of comes in waves for a little while, or are you a stan? Like what's going on?
Well, I'm getting there on the level. There are certain aspects to where you can reach over the max level. It's the artifact level. So as you keep playing progressively, you tend to reach over and above that max level. The max level, for example, is 1560. If you go past 1560, that's basically meaning that all of your gear is up to par, up to max, and you're just keep on leveling up until the season ends.
Okay. So you're just pushing along. There ain't no
Yes,
end in
yes.
sight, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, not right now. Maybe when a couple of more games come out. Destiny is not just my only game that I like to play for real, for real. I also have other games, but Destiny right now is my main focus until other games come out.
All right. So I'm gonna shift it into another direction, man. You got to be one of the younger people I've had on this show so far. All
Really?
right. Yes, yes, absolutely. I've had a bunch of old heads all over the place on this
Oh,
show.
okay.
I mean, there's been a few youngins here and there and whatnot, but when we were in the green room chatting for a little bit, I asked you a question. I was like, so what was like the first game system that you were like into that you really enjoyed and liked? And you said the GameCube, and that hit me over the head a little bit because when you said that, I'm like, wow, like how old is this cat? And then you said something about like 96 and 97 and stuff like that. And I'm like, wait a second. So like, yeah. Explain a little bit. Yeah, go ahead and take the baton from me.
Yeah, so I was born in 97, and my very, very first console was the Nintendo GameCube because, well, I do remember when I was younger, a lot younger, like I think I want to say that I was like 6. I begged my mom for a console. I begged my mom for a video game system, and all I wanted is the Nintendo GameCube for myself. So, um, that's just been the console that I first fell in love with when I was, in my younger days. I played Super Smash Brothers Melee. That will always and forever be a classic, like one of the most GOAT games of all time, in my personal opinion. And some other honorary mentions like Bloody War, Primal Fury, Mario Kart Double Dash, those games like that. Shadow the Hedgehog, even though that came out in 2005, but you know,
There
yeah.
is there is a pretty heavy transition on some of those Sega games over to GameCube,
Hmm.
and I thought that was pretty neat. It was really weird seeing Sonic Adventure on the GameCube,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sonic
right?
Adventure 2 Battle
Yeah,
in
it was
Sonic
Battle.
Adventure, yeah, with Shadow the Hedgehog and Rouge, and Dr. Eggman being Team Dark, and of course Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails being Team Sonic, and
Yeah,
yeah.
that was a good time in gaming for sure. That was definitely a good time. My favorite GameCube game for me personally was Eternal Darkness.
What's that
That
about?
game, that was a horror game,
Oh,
kind of like a Resident Evil or something like that. Like along those lines. When you're walking around in those game in that kind of game, it gives you those weird camera angles where there's only
mhm.
so many different directions to go, and when you interact with stuff, it's like clues. So it's very similar to a like Resident Evil or something like that. But going back to that time when you were young and all that stuff, like at what point did you decide, this is really important to me? This is something that I need to have around.
Well, I want to say like when I guess I never really got along with so many people during like when I was younger. You know, the other kids will technically go outside and play, and I would kind of like sneak a handheld system. So around at that time, I had a Game Boy Color, and I would, sneak that to school, and while everybody's going on recess, everybody's outside playing. I pull out my Game Boy Color and just start playing it until recess is over. That's when I knew like I have to keep playing video games to not only to keep my sanity, but also to like make sure that I don't get bored
Right.
because I tend to get bored in school. So,
Oh man, I used to get in trouble for that kind of stuff.
oh no, I did too.
So
I did
things ain't
too.
changed too much. All right. So,
Mm-mm.
yeah. Did you ever get in trouble with it in school and have it get like taken away from you or anything like that?
Plenty of times.
Oh
Yeah.
man, you said
Yeah.
countless.
Yes, absolutely. I used to cry when when my mom took away my Nintendo DS. I remember one
You're getting all the
time.
way honest with
Yes,
it.
I bro, like I remember when I was at the Boys and Girls Club because I used to go to the Boys and Girls Club, like the youth center programs and stuff like that. I remember one time I brung my PSP, and by the way, this PSP had the limited edition Star Wars edition, right? So it had like this, it was all white and it was Stormtrooper in the back. And I brung it at the Boys and Girls Club, and as we was like putting our stuff up or whatever, I'm still thinking that it's in my backpack. When I go, when it's time for me to go, it wasn't in my backpack. So I was just like, what the hell? Like, what? Like, where is it, bro? My mom was so mad at me that I lost it, and I was so sad that I lost it too, because it was really really fun. I love my PSP as well. Good
Oh
times.
man, I'm sorry to hear that. That's a sad ass story.
It really is. It really is.
All right, so now transitioning, you're growing up and whatnot. Is growing up fairly easy? Was it really tough?
It was. I had some battles. I had some battles growing
Okay.
up, but over the course of me growing up, I had gaming, period, with me having a GameCube to me having a 360. And with me having a 360, I had the Xbox One, then Xbox One X, and then Series X, and, Nintendo Switch, 3DS, PS5,
So you are not
So
exclusive to any certain platform or whatnot. You don't care. You just want a game.
I like to think not to be exclusive. Yes, you're absolutely correct.
Preference
Yeah.
and exclusivity is two different things, and I
Okay.
think a lot of people get that mixed up. They hear, oh, your preference is, let's go way back in the day and say, oh, your preference is Dreamcast, right?
hmm
That doesn't mean that you're crazy enough to just say, F the PS2
Right, right,
or
absolutely.
F the Xbox or like what does that do for you personally as a person? All you're doing is just putting yourself in a box and deciding I ain't gonna listen to nothing else. This is all I got, and I can't live like that.
Well, as I was younger, that's all what I could play at the time was my 360. I
Well, then
started
you're
working
playing
when
with
I
a,
was
then you're playing with finances. That's different.
yes, I was 14, I didn't know, that I could possibly, save up to get another console or anything like that. So I was barely making minimum. I was taking home like $100 every 2 weeks, but that was when I was in high school while I was working as well. So I didn't necessarily have time to really make the big bucks like that, I suppose. But I just kept on playing the 360, and then when I was out, I had my 3DS. I still bought games here and there, but as far as buying systems, I didn't even start doing it till like I graduated high school, which was 2015. So
Mm.
I wouldn't say I was I wouldn't say that I was forced in a box. I would say like I was enjoying what I had at the time.
Right, right. But what I'm saying is it wasn't like purposeful. Like you weren't just like
Oh yeah.
elbowing another thing
No,
saying I don't want you. You were just saying
no.
I can't get you right now, but I'll get you later. Gotcha.
Absolutely.
So moving on, so like so that was your life up until that point. But now I
hmm
kind of move into why you ShadowBladez have became a content creator. Like now you're on Twitch. You talk about, gaming quite a bit. You're on Twitter. You go into spaces. Sometimes you got questions. Sometimes you're talking about stuff. Right? So I want to know like what drove you to go in that direction? Because a lot of gamers, sometimes, they just game, but they don't really care to go through the trouble of streaming and talking to people and interacting with their audiences and yada yada. So give me a little background on why that was enticing to you.
Well, honestly, I think I would kind of like present content creation as a challenge. And it was always something that I kind of wanted to do later on as I were to develop to the person that I would be today. If not, if I could evolve into something greater in the future. So I look at various content creators here and there. I didn't even start looking into content creators all the way up until 2016. And when I saw that passion that people will actually show firsthand on a media platform, whether if it's Twitch, YouTube, Mixer at that time, if people can show that passion of gaming, why can't I? You know what I'm saying? So if other people can do it, I kind of wanted to try it myself and see how it is. And as I develop, I learn new things as I go, and I just tend to enjoy it. And I'm still learning. After all this time, I still kind of like shadow some people here and there, shadow some content creators here and there, and then I just take everything, grasp it, and then I will apply it. Later on when I have actual time to apply what I've learned or apply what I've taken, absorbed, I guess.
Gotcha. Well, that was a nice little way to put that together. I was kind of curious as to what ShadowBladez is working on next. Is there anything that you have that you can present with us, or is there, or are you still kind of game planning right now, or are you just currently just dropping your Destiny content, and that is what it is?
Well, I just, like I said before, like I just stream whatever I see that I know I'm going to have fun with. So, yes, Destiny, but also other games that are coming out later on in the year. I tend to stream, and I also plan to be more consistent because that's been my issue lately is with consistency. Because there is no secret. I work a 9 to 5, and as I work a 9 to 5, I tend to be tired and exhausted, and sometimes I may or may not want to stream at that time. But as games become more enjoyable now and have that quality factor, then that's when I'll be like, okay, yep, I want to stream that for sure.
Okay. Simple enough. Simple enough. So you saying that as of right now, you're just doing it when you can, when it's
Mhm.
comfortable, and when you can thoroughly enjoy what you're playing. Perfect.
Absolutely.
All right, so I kind of want to move back into the past a little bit, and I want you to think and tell me what was the most beloved console for ShadowBladez in his life as of right now? Like, what's the one console that you don't think you could have did without?
Honestly, I would have to say my Xbox 360. My Xbox 360 has been there through everything, like literally everything, from when I was like 9 all the way till I was like 18. I would
Hmm.
say
Damn.
it been through it all. I'm
Well,
talking
that thing
about
was so
Red Ring
damn
of
versatile.
Deaths, huh?
I said the damn console was so damn versatile at that time.
Yes, absolutely. You got your damn Netflix, with the share watch feature. Um, Also, Xbox Live was pretty much a good thing around that time. So yeah, 360 all the way during that era.
Okay. That I'm interested now in a question that I'm going to be asking you later, and it just kind of came over my head. But before we move to that, I kind of want to know out of all of that. So maybe this was an Xbox game, 360 game, maybe it wasn't. But I want you to tell me what was the most memorable moment for you within gaming as a whole? So, like, whether it was a specific game, a console, event, or
Hmm.
anything, what was it for you, Shadow Blades?
Oh, I just have so many, but I'm gonna narrow it to one. I'm gonna narrow it to one. So, um, my most memorable moment, I would say for me to
You look excited.
I am, but I'm gonna try to keep this one small because I promise you it's not long. But I would say me purchasing my own Xbox One. I purchased the Halo 5 Guardians limited edition Xbox One. So it had like sound effects, it had like the limited edition controller, and it was kind of like my first system to where I kind of like took online serious. So like the online community and everything like that, meeting new people, meeting new players, meeting good players. So just playing different games on the Xbox One, having a next gen system is always a good feeling. Having a next gen system, that new next gen smell, you could just take it out the box and just
He said the
sniff it a little bit.
fragrance. The
Yes, the
fragrance.
fragrance is everything. So a new motherboard smell, I would like to say. But yeah, I would say just purchasing that and playing Destiny. That was my very first game, playing it on the Xbox One, and I popped in Destiny. My uh, best friend at the time that was working at GameStop, he told me, just get Destiny, get Destiny. I'm like, okay, I bought Destiny, popped it in, and it was just, I'm like, okay, I love this game. Like I never loved the game like this before, to where I grind like endless amounts of hours and do countless research for. So I'd say
So,
that for sure.
so you're gonna have to say the Halo Edition Xbox and playing
Hmm.
Destiny on it. That's hilarious.
No,
That's
but
what it boiled down
I
to.
played Halo 5 Guardians on it. It was pretty fun, but I was like, yeah, I want to play Destiny. I got to play Destiny, most definitely.
Oh man, I just had to throw that in there because I just thought that was hilarious. That's hilarious. All right, well, that's a pretty memorable moment. I like how you laid that out. But now we're gonna play the little game that might have you on your toes a little bit. But it's fairly
Okay. Whew.
simple because this is your history, not mine. So I don't know.
Mm.
So I just want to know, without overthinking, and Blind Giant is in the chat. Rob, the Legacy is up in the chat as well. Blind Giant's going to remember this because he had this question as well. Without overthinking, what's the first game that comes to your mind when I say the name of the console? Okay?
Okay.
So I understand the GameCube was the first console that you played, but I want to know, what is the earliest console that you've ever played? Like, have you ever played Sega? Have you ever played SNES, NES, or?
I do remember playing Sega. I think that's when I actually fell kind of like took a little interest towards Sonic, because I do remember playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Chemical Plant. We all know what Chemical Plant is. I mean, come on, Chemical Plant. So I would say Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on Sega. Yeah, I kind of remember that.
All right. Well, that was a warm up. Welcome to this game question right there. So Sega, you chose Sonic. So the next one I'm going to choose is PlayStation, and you might not even have owned one of these, but I'm gonna ask you to think of the first game that comes to mind. PlayStation 3.
Infamous.
Ooh, good choice. Good choice. All right. Now let's go back to your old school love, Xbox 360.
Watch Dogs 1.
Okay, that was hot back then. That's when Watch Dogs was hot.
Yes.
Legion is not so hot.
Ooh.
Yeah,
no,
yeah. It's
no.
a little messy. But next one I'm gonna go with is the original Xbox.
I would have to say Bloody War Extreme.
Okay. All right. I've never got that answer on here, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Let's go with. I'm nervous to know if you have an answer for this, but the Sega Dreamcast.
Ooh. I don't remember playing Dreamcast at all.
Well, we know it's okay. That was the life of the Dreamcast. It had some rough times, but moving forward, let's go with the PlayStation 2.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai.
Okay, yeah, that was a good one. I loved that game when it came out. The red, that whole front page of the game was all red, and it was a really good game. Obviously, just another Dragon Ball Z going through the same damn story that everybody's seen a million times. But
yeah, but I feel like
good.
Right? Yeah, the fighting mechanics were way more. I like to think that the fighting mechanics were a little bit more fluid back in the day throughout the Budokai series, because now you have fighters and Raging Blast, and yeah, I miss that, so to speak. So yeah. Gotcha. It's a nice little reminiscing right there.
Alrighty. Well, the next one I'm going to have to ask is going back into your childhood. Let's go back to the Game Boy Color.
I would have to say Pokemon for sure.
Pokemon. Is there a specific one?
I want to say Yellow, the one where Pikachu was in the front cover. Wasn't that Yellow?
I think so. And yeah, it was Yellow. He was doing the electricity thing. And
yeah,
I remember that one. Yep. Gotcha. All right. Done with that question. Let's move forward. That was kind of fun for a little bit. Oh, I always end it with the last one. I forgot to end it. So I want you to tell me 2 games. One for the PS5 and one for the Xbox Series X that has not came out yet. What's the first thing you think of when you think of those 2 consoles?
Does it have to be an exclusive?
No, it can be a third party.
Okay, well, I would say for the first one, it will have to be third party, and it will have to be. Does it have to also be in the works, or Uh,
It can't be out yet.
oh, it can't be out yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I would have to say Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. That's a third party that I've been anticipating, and unfortunately, it got delayed, which I'm kind of sort of sad about, but I totally understand. But I'm kind of hyped for that game for sure, and I just wish it came out a little bit sooner, but it'll come out soon. It'll come out soon. So that's for the first one. The second one, I would have to say Sly Cooper for PlayStation.
All right. Sly Cooper for PlayStation. All right. That's interesting. Oh man.
Yeah.
I
love Sly Cooper.
In my head. I haven't seen the Sly Cooper game in a long time.
I think he was like the reason why I kind of like raccoons a little bit.
Oh, stop it. Don't nobody like no trash pandas. Stop it. All right. We moving on. All right, so what is a genre that ShadowBladez is just not even playing? You just don't like it. I mean, maybe you might play one that seems really cool, but on average, you ain't playing it.
Sports games, for sure.
Sports games? That's all right. I ain't tripping.
Yeah.
I ain't tripping. I can't even remember the last time I bought a sports game. I've been playing them on Game Pass, because I don't like the idea of charging me for an upgraded team. That's all it is. It doesn't feel upgraded enough year by year. Madden is the only one making football right. I could go, man. I'm starting to go on a tangent. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. I just feel like they're rinsing and repeating too much with sports games. But anyways, let's move on. I don't want to get into that tangent because I'll go off for 10 minutes. Anyways, please. What is the best 3 games that you played last year? So 2021. And I'm talking about games that came out that year. Can you give me 3 and then tell me the best one of the 3?
So my top 3, I will have to say Saints Row the Third Remastered. I will have to say Watch Dogs Legion for sure. And I will also have to say Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And out of the 3 of them, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War won that by a long shot for sure. Call of Duty I'm a huge fan of the Black Ops series when it comes to Call of Duty.
So
every single.
When I said 2020, that's 2020.
Oh crap! I forgot
we was in 2022, and that is a Vanguard.
Snap! Crap! Okay, hold on. Let me dial that back. It was most definitely not Vanguard.
Yeah.
Most definitely not Vanguard. I don't even remember. I have so many games on my console. I really don't remember.
Ratchet and Clank, Psychonauts 2, Forza Horizon 5, Halo.
You know what? I did have. Yep, we'll go with Halo Infinite. I forgot about that. Yep,
man,
Halo.
Look at you.
Thank you for jogging my memory a little bit. I kind of sort of forgot, but no, seriously, Halo Infinite was really, really good when it first released. Playing with my friends and playing the big team battle modes, capture the flag, using special weapons. Fiesta mode was sort of sick, honestly. So most definitely Halo Infinite.
All right. Yeah. You just let that slide in, though. I hurt a little bit, but it's okay. So I got to know, what are you most excited for that hasn't came out yet? And this can go now. I'm gonna put a cutoff time. to like
Mm.
2024 because people are out. Some people, GTA 6. We don't know when that's coming. We don't even know what that looks like. And as a matter of fact, I want to take Starfield off of the table right now because we haven't seen enough on that. I'm going to
Mm.
start doing that until they show it. I'm going to start telling every guest that I have, you cannot use Starfield because we have not seen enough yet. I don't want to hear it. I'm excited for that game, but like, I just don't. There's been so much delays and issues with games and stuff like that. I want to see gameplay before before I say I'm super duper excited for a game anymore. Especially with a war and stuff like that going on, we just don't know what's gonna happen. And take your time, everybody. But yeah, that's just me on judging games and whatnot. But you tell me, what's the most exciting game that you got coming up?
I will have to say Gotham Knights. It's coming out this year, 2022, October the 25th. Get to play as Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl, and Robin. I'm super excited to play as Red Hood. I'm a Red Hood fanboy, so I got to have that game in my hands for sure.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna put a quick pause on this. I have got to tell you something real quick. I apologize, everyone. Just one quick moment. I apologize, everybody. I had a little issue with Zoom. It actually was closing out, and I noticed it froze on part of my screen, so I got that popping back up. But he will be right back in here in just one moment. I really apologize. That's the first time that happened, but that's what happens when you're streaming. So, y'all chill. He'll be right up. There he is. Sweet. He's on back already. You hear?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hello?
I can hear you. I think, and everybody else can hear you as well. Perfect. Thank you. I'm happy to get that sorted out. That was not dope. That was the first time that happened on this show where I had a technical difficulty like that before. But that went really smoothly. I'm really happy that you were willing to work with me on that one there, Shadow. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, but yeah, let's continue. So what did you say that you were most excited for now?
Gotham Knights.
Ooh.
Gotham Knights for sure. Because of... Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you think there's a chance of that coming on to Game Pass, or you think that's a wash?
Could I say I don't care because I'm going to buy it? I'm going to buy it.
Ain't nothing wrong with
I'm
that.
going to buy the most expensive edition. I am a huge fan of the Batman series, the combat and everything. Now, I think it's going to be different from Arkham Knight and everything, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be, next level immersive gameplay when it comes to all four of those characters of the Bat family. So, in my personal opinion, I mean, if it hits Game Pass, great. If it doesn't, great. But I'm most definitely gonna purchase that game. It's the most definite day one cop purchase, period, point blank.
I tell you what, if it comes to Game Pass, just leave it in the case. Just leave it in the case. Are you doing a hard copy or are you doing digital?
I'm doing digital.
Okay, so you don't even got a case anyways. You don't care either way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not a care in the world. Not a care in the world. This man got right here.
Saving the world one packaging at a time.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the most excited game for you, but I want you to go back to your past just one more time for me. And I
Hmm.
want you to reach out there and grab 2 games from the past that you would take to now and give it that triple A banger, just appreciation and love. Like, what games you got for me?
Well, of course, Bloody War. We have to bring that franchise back, most definitely, no question. Have you heard of Bloody War before?
Uh-uh.
Like Bloody War, Primal Fury,
Oh,
Extreme.
yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Bloody Roar.
Yes.
Okay, I was hearing
Bloody.
Bloody War.
No, not War. Yeah. Well,
Roar,
yeah.
yeah, Primal
Yeah.
Fury and what? Yes, yeah, I
Yes. Gotta.
absolutely have heard of that game.
We have to bring that back. We have to. We just have to. And I just hope and pray that at some point it could come back into fruition for sure. So that's one. And two, I would have to say, who? Hmm. I think number two is a tough one. I would have to say bring back Dragon Ball Budokai series, Tenkaichi 3.
Oh yeah, bring them
Yeah.
prices down on the current one.
No, well, yeah. Well,
Man, have
it
you seen
it
the
just
price of that
depends.
Tenkaichi right now?
How
It's
much
like
is it now?
it's like $100 or something like that just
Ooh,
for that old ass game. I mean,
Jesus.
it's just like a 50 cent blood in the sand for 360 right now. That game with the
Mhm.
case is going for like 120.
Holy crap.
It's just because of that
Yes.
Xbox backwards compatibility thing. Especially once they
Mm,
said that they're stopping on the like going and making new game or making new backwards compatibility games. Um,
mhm,
I think those prices purposely rose up because it's like this is kind of the last place that you can play it and you can bring it over to the new stuff. So
mm,
yeah, I mean, but gaming in general, if you're a collector that likes to go out and buy games, you've noticed 100% that everything's expensive now. Super Smash Brothers Melee for the GameCube, I know you played that. I
mhm,
know you played that. Everybody that owned a GameCube pretty much played that. That game is going for like 120
mm,
or actually about $100, like complete with the case, book, and game inside and whatnot. So it's getting really expensive to get some of this old content, especially with things becoming so digital now.
mm.
So it's going to be really interesting to see the future, and that's why I was saying when you mentioned that Gotham Knights game, I assumed that you were getting a hard copy. That's why I was like, keep that wrapper on it because when like years down the line, a game that even sucks, a game that might be trash, if you leave it in the plastic wrap, it's crazy how worth they are.
Mm.
Yeah, there was I think Need for Speed Underground, the very first one, that game's like $5 at the store. But
Mhm.
just because it had the plastic around it on one of them, it was like $100.
Like the new plastic or like the plastic of
Like the
when the game
cellophane that
first
comes
came
with,
out?
yeah, the cellophane when it first came out with it, it shoots the value of games way up. And
Mhm.
it's crazy because that's the only thing keeping it. But I mean, it's no crazier than an action figure or something like that. You know what I
Mm.
mean? I mean, you don't take it out the box. Everybody wants it, right?
Yeah, I can say the same for these pop figures. There's a
Nice.
couple over there. I don't know if you, over there. There's some on my desk, and
I don't even
yeah,
understand when those things got. I don't even understand when those things got popular. All of a sudden, it's just pop everywhere.
like almost each and every single like franchise has a pop figure. Like
I've
even The
seen,
Office
yeah,
had
I've
pop
seen the
figures.
Office ones. I actually even consider doing that because what they're doing is they're hitting everybody in the fields. and them
Hmm.
with those pop things. So they'll come out with a Frazier pop figure. With
Oh my
you don't think
God.
anybody cares about that, right? But then they'll come
Yeah.
out with a Master Chief one too. So it's just like you don't know what's going to be the next pop figure, and that's what's so exciting about them. I feel like they're like the Beanie Babies of now.
Oh yeah, I remember those. I
Yeah.
dread those commercials every Saturday morning. Like, okay.
Oh man, this is just a flashback in the past for you, bro. I'm sorry, I'm driving you down this
Oh no, you're
road.
fine. Eat sold separately. Parent assembly acquired. I mean,
Oh.
required.
All right, so here's a question that's going to kind of lean into a different direction. It's a little negative, but you know,
That's fine.
it's a question. Um, what about the what about gaming as a whole frustrates ShadowBladez? Like, what do you not like about it? And it can be anything from a game type to community to a show that you went back to or whatever.
I can go on and on about that, but do you want to focus on like the gaming aspect, like the game itself, or do you want to focus on a specific community? Well, not a specific community, just the gaming
Man,
community in
so
general.
hold on a second. So I asked you the
So
question
is it
and then
like
you
a
asked me it back.
because I just want to be specific, just a little bit, if you don't
I'm
mind.
asking you. Okay, I'm gonna make it more broad for you.
Okay.
What about gaming in general frustrates
Okay.
you?
When I'm working with somebody throughout PvP or PvE, like when I'm teaming up with people and when they become incompetent. So,
Give me an example.
okay. So if I'm giving you advice or if I'm trying to like help your build, especially a game that I'm very knowledgeable in, if I'm trying to give you pointers on positioning or how to help your character build or anything like that, and you don't gradually apply those things to make yourself like a little to make yourself to have a fighting chance within the game we play, that's going to frustrate me.
So what you're saying?
Are you confused? I hope I
No,
didn't confuse
I'm
you.
not
Oh.
confused at all. I'm not confused at all. So what you're saying is if someone's asking you for assistance and
Hmm.
you give it to them, but they decide to go
Hmm.
rogue,
Okay, yeah.
don't come crying to ShadowBlade.
You no, I can hear like I'm still gonna be that friend to listen, but if you're not if you keep complaining to me about the same thing after I gave you the tool to to evolve a little bit, that's gonna make me like, okay, well, you're not even listening. So it's like I hear you, but I kind of sort of gave you the push that you need.
ShadowBlade said
So
he ready to get in someone's ass. He's like, step your
I'm
game
not
up, bro.
doing it.
Quit
I'm trying not
dying.
to do that
If I gotta come over here and hold this god dang heal button on your ass again.
I'm like, huh.
Because let's be real, healing people in Destiny sucks.
Well, it's not just Destiny. I mean, Destiny is its own like that. You can technically kind of like help depending on how well you build your character in Destiny. You could kind of sort of like help yourself to get healed. So if you pick up orbs of power, it'll reduce your health regeneration. If you pick up an elemental well within the same subclass type, it could give you damage resistance. So that's technically, if you can look up certain builds like that, you can apply that. But let's switch gears a bit. Let's talk about like Overwatch. So if because I'm a Mercy player and I play support, And I love Mercy to the day I die. I love her. If I'm healing you, right, with the healing stick, right, I'm pressing RT, right? I'm healing you and I'm pocketing you. You go into a team of like 5 people and I'm telling you to stop. Don't go in there because you're gonna get jumped. He's like, oh, that's fine. I have you as to back me up. And you still go in there and you're taking damage and you're taking more damage than you're outputting. That's going to draw me out and they're going to focus me because I'm the healer. So not only that you're going to get upset because everybody jumped you, but I'm going to get upset at you because I told you not to go in there. And oh my God, yes.
Leroy Jenkins.
I'm like, oh my God. But
oh man, that was great.
We tend to bring it back together though. So it can be, it's just that high intensity, that's all. But we tend to have a good time overall.
I can see you getting hot on the mic though, bro. I can see, especially when the match is close and it's like at the end. I can see it right now, yelling into the mic.
I calmed down a lot over the years.
Drywall is just falling apart all over ShadowBladez' wall.
Speaking of drywall, I did punch a hole in my wall one time.
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
oh,
I was so embarrassed. I was so upset, and it was a comp game that we lost, and it was just so close. And I felt like people were throwing at the last second. I'm just like, and then just ploop, and then I was like, I gotta go to Home Depot, so I'll talk to y'all later.
Oh man, that was legit funny. That was good. All right, so now let's turn the question the other direction. All right, let's go positive with it now. What is the most, or I shouldn't say the most, but what is like a dream come true for you within gaming as a whole?
I want to use my experiences in gaming and to just take it to the next level. So what I mean by that is, how, people at E3 hosting live events, all over social media. So, how, what's her name? Naomi Kyle, she used to work for IGN. She doesn't work there anymore, but she was a host for various amount of gaming events like E3, for example. When IGN wasn't there, when IGN had their own setup, she was kind of like the host of Square Enix press conference. So kind of sort of like that, or like Sydney Goodman with the Game Awards, like when she introduces Jeff Keighley, which is the chairman of the Game Awards. So kind of sort of like that. I want to use my experience and like take it into like kind of like multimedia and hosting like real live big gaming events. That's my dream.
That's pretty dope. So you want to be on the organizing part of like events and shows, and like you just want to party and have a good time with people and be able to be in control of kind of what's going on and kind of lead the charge on it, all right?
Yes, if that's what it takes to host like certain pre-shows or post-shows or just shows in general, yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, that's what's up. That's a pretty dope dream to have. Is there any kind of steps or things that you feel like you would like to have to help host or, push you into that direction? Is there anything that you are looking for or need?
I would say network a little bit more, try to actually get into I want to say like acting schools, just so I can be comfortable in front of a camera or in front of, a microphone. Because, once that camera goes live, once that red light goes live, like that's it. Whatever you do is out there. So you can't, frail up or act nervous or, do anything that will deviate too much from the show itself, because that is what everybody is tuning into. Everybody is tuning into the show, so you have to act accordingly. You have to be professional. You have to know what you're talking about. You have to read the teleprompter. A lot of people not that I see like certain news shows and certain news anchor men or women doesn't necessarily read the teleprompter, and it's like it's right there. But it's okay to also throw in some good positive feedback of your own, so it won't kind of like negatively affect the show or negatively affect the segment of the show or series.
ShadowBladez. He'd be like, nobody wants to hear your personal opinion, Cheryl. Stick to the script. All right.
I'll be like, so all right, up next we have
So what does ShadowBladez enjoy doing outside of the game? What are you doing?
Just hanging around with my friends, hanging around with my best friends. There's a couple in your chats, of course, that I hang around with locally, talk to on the daily basis. Just have a good time, just exploring new places, and just being around and enjoying each other's company.
Okay, all right. Fairly simple life. You enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of like the socialite experience, so to speak, that I'm still, becoming more and more open toward.
No doubt. All right. So, weird question, possibly, depending on how you answer it.
Okay.
What is something that nobody knows about you that's fun?
Ooh. That nobody knows, like not even my closest people know.
Let's just say like your regular everyday person would look and be like, I would have never thought.
I like to make music. I am trying to learn that on my own, and I haven't necessarily like made like a full track, but I kind of like made a little something. I saved it in my phone. It's just that I would have to, pull it up and try to
What kind of
work on
music
it some
is it?
more.
Is it like
It's
country, bluegrass, polka?
no, it's kind of
like
like
what you got going?
it's kind of like electronic dance music. So I like to like make those beats that will have everybody, jumping. I don't know if you know any artists that's within that field. So kind of like Zed or Morgan Page. I don't know. Are those people ringing a bell?
Nope.
Avicii,
not
Adventure
even
Club.
slightly. No, man, I'm so bad with names and music. Names and music. Okay. I've like.
I mean, you have the Nirvana T-shirt.
Man, that's this Nirvana and music that I listened to was easy to point out and find back in the day, because it was all you had on MTV, all you had on BZ, all you had on the radio. But now with Spotify and YouTube and places like MTV and BET ain't even about music, but they got music in like in their like initials and stuff like that. Not so much BET, but everybody thought of music when you thought of BET. Now everybody kind of thinks of wild shows, right? So so what I'm saying is like there was the only way you ran into a mixtape was like at the gas station or something like that, like somebody slinging CDs or whatnot. But now it's just like an overload of like Spotify, it's endless. YouTube, it's endless. SoundCloud, endless. And then there's people, left and right on Twitter, check out this album, check out that album, and whatnot. And to be honest, like, it's dope because it opens up the ability for fantastic artists to get out there and show themselves. But at the same time, it's a little sensory overload. For me, at least. Because I'm just like, everyone asks, have you heard of that? And I'm just like, I'm already shaking my head no. Because I'm just like, man, the last time I followed music was probably in like 2012. Now
Oh,
I'm just
okay,
like,
okay.
now I hear something and I'm like, that sounds pretty good, and then I look it up.
Mm, okay, okay. That
Mm.
makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, that's typically how you kind of get a feel for, new music, new artists, new genre, things of that nature. So I feel exactly where you're coming from.
I'm not genre specific, but you can miss me with that like polka and bluegrass and all that jazz I was messing around with you earlier about. Like I can't like I know a lot of people say they can listen to anything, but I can't listen to that. But I can listen to most other music. I don't mind rock
Hmm.
and rap, and some country doesn't bother me at all. But it mostly depends
Hmm.
on what's the song about. What are we doing here? What
Hmm.
bothers me, even about my favorite genre, which would be rap, my favorite genre, it's like sometimes they're just not saying anything, and it just kind of, I might as well just listen to the background beats and whatnot because you ain't saying
Yep. Yeah,
nothing.
absolutely. I do that to most rap music today. Unless it's some good bars, I'm like, oh, okay, and then I would tend to like, rap with the flow. Like, so yeah, most definitely.
Where can I get the instrumental? Because I don't need these lyrics.
Yes, yes, there you go. Right there. There we
All right.
go.
So one of the last questions I got before we end it is, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah. So, who's your favorite artist?
Like
Mu-
musical
mu-
artists?
musical artist, absolutely.
Oh man, that is tough. Like if you would have asked me like 10 years ago, I would say Lil Wayne.
Hmm.
If you asked me a couple years before that, I would have said Prince. Um, if you, I mean, like as of right now,
Yes, right now,
as of
right
right
at this
now,
very
I
moment.
probably it. Now this is probably gonna throw some people or turn some people off or whatever, but I don't care. The person I probably listen to the most regularly right now is dead, and his name is Lil Peep. I listen to a
I listen to
lot
Little
of
Peep.
I listen to a lot of Lil Peep, and it's just like it's just I don't know, the energy within the music is just very just kind of relaxing. It's like an
Hmm.
ambiance kind of, even though some of it's really dark.
Yes, yes,
Some
it
of it's
is.
really dark, but it's just kind of like do you understand me kind of dark instead of
Hmm.
like cut somebody's head off kind of dark. It's not like that.
Hmm.
It's more of like a kind of a sad story most of the time. And if
Hmm.
and if it's not, it's kind of like I don't know, just chill. It's good vibe music for me. I like it.
So, have you heard that song with Marshmello featuring Lil Peep? It's called Spotlight. Have you heard of it before?
I haven't heard of that one.
Okay, I'm a
Because
DM it to you.
I
Yeah.
am whatever Spotify suggests to me kind of guy.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't go through people's library of music because the last time I did that, I got into Lil Wayne, and his library of music is dumb. So after I got done going through his library, I was like, I'm not doing that ever again. I'm done because that library was books. It felt like books and books and books of freaking music. But he's been around for a long time. Any other
Okay.
questions?
Yes. So, what other games do you play on your Xbox? I seen you in a Xbox party like with me the other day, and I mean, I was playing Destiny around that time, but I do remember seeing you in the party a couple times actually. So I just want to know, like, when you ever get on, like, what is that one game that you have to go play on your console?
Right now, it's Elden Ring. Um, a game that is my like rescue game that like I can play like without thinking and just like kind of do what I'm doing is Ark Survival Evolved.
Mm.
I can play that game just like and kind of escape. Um, I do like kind of your typical games like Horizon, Forbidden West. I've been really enjoying that game as of lately. But I do like, I really enjoy old school games too. Like if you look behind me, I got a big old setup of just like a bunch of different consoles and games and stuff like that. Road Rash 2 is a big game that I really love. Right now, one of my games is not even really a game. It's teaching my daughter how to game. Like that right now is probably one of my favorite games. Because teaching her how to play is really like I don't know how many people in the chat have kids, but like if you have a kid and you're trying to teach them how to play a game, it's so frustrating. Like you think trying to help out your buddy in a party chat is frustrating. Try telling like a 4 or 3-year-old hit up on the D-pad, and they look at you like, what the hell is a D-pad? But it's really dope though, because I can say a year ago she would just kind of run around aimlessly. Now a year later she's beating levels in games.
Oh wow, that's incredible,
right? And she doesn't really know what she's doing, and a lot of these games are linear that she's playing, which I mean, who the hell's gonna give a 4-year-old an open world game, you know, and expect them to complete anything? So it's just really interesting watching her grow, watching her figure out things, seeing what she likes and what she doesn't like is really interesting as well, especially with Roblox. She likes playing Roblox. I absolutely freaking hate that game. And she'll purposely go ask mom to go turn on Roblox because she knows daddy hates it. Because there's so many microtransactions in that game that try to get you.
Yeah, that is true.
So I just don't like that at all. But yeah, I mean, those are my games, and my most current one is Elden Ring, Horizon, Dying Light 2. I'm going through Ghost of Tsushima. I just started that, and also Uncharted. The reboot or whatever, the remastered of those games. So I'm going through a lot of different things, and I have a bunch of different retro games I'm going through. But my main thing is kind of doing the show and also helping my daughter get into games so she has something to share with her daddy when she gets older.
I know that's right. That's cool.
Yeah. Anything else, brother?
Yes, one last question. Who is, I do see that Dragon Ball poster in the background, so I need to know who is your least favorite Dragon Ball character and why, and you cannot say Frieza or Cooler.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't have said them either. Are you talking about just characters or enemies?
Characters. It could be a Z fighter, it could be enemy.
I think I'd have to say 2 different characters are like my least favorite. Yamcha, because he just talks. He talks and talks and talks and talks and talks and does nothing, and he contributes very little. The thing that he contributes is being a distraction. And like, I don't remember since Dragon Ball of him being helpful at all throughout the show, other than just another person that talks. And then my second least favorite one is probably Yajirobe.
Okay.
Yajirobe, I just don't like him. I don't know. He's just kind of a. I mean, I guess it makes sense for what they want to display that character as, but he's just really just kind of. He was helpful really one time that I remember, and I think that was like tossing something. I remember it was in the Vegeta saga where he helped out Krillin and Gohan when they were fighting Vegeta. I believe it was like the very end of it. I think something that had to do with the spirit bomb. I don't know. I haven't watched that show in like 15 years. The Dragon, like Dragon Ball, the Vegeta saga specifically. I haven't watched that one in like 15 years. I've been watching like GT and Super more recently, or not. Yeah, GT and Super. But I've kind of steered away from Dragon Ball because I grew up watching that so much that I just can't. Unless I was showing my daughter it, I don't really have an exciting reason to get back into it.
Okay.
But I
All
will
right.
watch the new episodes though. I mean, I ain't gonna miss out now. I ain't gonna miss out.
Okay. Well,
But
don't miss out.
but
Don't miss
uh
out.
but as for like Frieza and before, I'm pretty much done with it. I can do Boo Saga and Cell Saga again though, because those sagas were really fun. Especially the Cell Saga. He was ruthless.
Absolutely.
Oh man, yeah, absolutely. Anything else, or was that it?
That was it for now. For
All
for
right.
now. For now.
So I'm gonna have you do what I have everybody do for me at the end of the show. Is I'm gonna have you just describe gaming in just 3 words.
Uh, interactive, uh, fun. Of course, you gotta have fun with it, and I would say relaxing. So interactive, fun, and relaxing.
Interactive, fun, and relaxing. All right. Well, ShadowBladez, I know you said throughout the show, and you also said when you had that dream come true, that you want to get better at being in front of the camera. And I gotta tell you, brother, you did really good today. You did
Thank
really
you. I
good
appreciate it.
today. Yeah, you were kind of nervous when I first talked to you when we were in the green room a little bit, but that smoothed right out. Just keep doing what you're doing, bro. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Keep pumping out content when you can. If at any point you find yourself wanting to dive further into it, all you have to do is holler at me if you need any help trying to figure out getting stuff set up, your PC or whatever. And I mean, there's a whole community of people out here that are more than happy to help you out. So just reach out, holler at me, holler at Vinny. You know the guys over at you know all those Hawaiian
I know
folks, man.
Vinny.
All them
Yeah, of
damn
course.
Hawaiians. Yeah, you can
Me
hit
and
up the
Vinny,
damn
we
Hawaiians
cool.
too.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
But all those guys at Talk Story are super duper dope as well. So yeah, hit them up. Just keep doing what you're doing. Consistency is a big deal. So if you can,
Yeah.
try to get consistent with it. Even if it's like every 2 weeks, you do it on that Tuesday at 6:00. Like,
Yes.
just try to
Absolutely.
remember to do that, and man, you'll be just fine. Just keep pursuing what you want to pursue. But I really appreciate you taking your time a day. I know you're an hour ahead of me, I believe.
Yeah, but
To
it's
hop
okay. It's
on.
okay. It's okay.
It was really wonderful. I had a great time. The chat went kind of nuts. If you go back and look at some of my old, most of my shows, not that many people up in the chat.
Oh, okay.
So you had some support on your side, man. Just keep doing what you're doing,
Well, thank you.
and you will be set. But everybody, I appreciate y'all coming out and watching. This is your boy Ham Solo with oh my goodness. This is your boy Ham Solo with ShadowBladez. Yep. See, I mean, hey man, I've been doing this since just quarter of a year. I mess up all
Okay.
the time. It's part of growing. It is part of growing. So yeah, absolutely. ShadowBladez, thanks for coming out. Chat, thanks for coming out. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you guys enjoyed it. Check us back out on Thursday at I believe I got that one on Thursday for 7 p.m. Actually, it's going to be Wandering Dutch. If you guys know who that gentleman is, he's usually on the on Boom's show. like Breakfast with Boom and all that stuff. So, and he also has his own YouTube channel. So definitely make sure you guys check him out. Really cool guy from overseas. So thanks for coming out, y'all. Have a wonderful evening. See you later.
Bye.